Can you talk a little bit about moving from project-based black belt type projects to coach-led daily management and what that transition was like? And
Yeah. And it was more about, again, we had kind of that gap in the middle, but you're exactly right. In my Six Sigma days, we tended to have large central organizations of Six Sigma green belts, black belts, master black belts, that were out in the business, but they were really centrally located, which was a little, in my mind, a little more disconnected from a point of impact, right? The way that we've approached it is we have a very small central organization that really works on the contents, the standards, developing, immersive training experiences. I have a couple of really good kind of special forces folks that deep operational experts with flight deck that can go in and deploy and transform sites. But most of our flight deck resources are in the business, report to the business. So I'll first talk that framing. But the other thing that we saw very early on, and you know this from your career, a successful lean operating system is leader led.
mm-hmm.
And if you don't have the right leader that's bought in and is just an absolute zealot that there's no other way to lead and creates the capacity and the coaching and the behaviors that allow the teams to be successful, you can't accelerate. So one of the things that we've been doing and spending a lot of time on is where we're finding acceleration on not only the activation of flight deck, but the impact that the customer feels, the shareholders feel, obviously the employees. We've seen it where it's leader led, but they have a real lean flight deck transformation roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
And I can talk a little more about that, but that's very different than the Six Sigma days where we would go in and again, we did a lot of good work. We still apply Six Sigma principles, as you can imagine, as we design and manufacture jet engines. It's not one tool like in the old days. We'd try to apply Six Sigma to everything. But, the approach that we're seeing differentiation on, as we're looking at these transformation roadmaps that really drive the site continuous improvement culture, it starts leader led, but it really brings the whole team along. And I think in the older days, we would go in and more spot solve problems.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, value stream management is so important. We're much more connected to customer outcomes
Right.
than we were before. So just a couple of nuggets that I see as the difference in terms of the approach.